Evening, everyone. Welcome to this channel named Geek School. First of all, thank you very much to all the students who are regularly liking and sharing the videos in their groups and making me popular. Thank you so very much. And also, I would like to tell you about that we have already covered many things in this Python game development series, which we are shooting right now. We are done with covering everything related to free games module, which is a very interesting and very simple to understand module with the help of which you can create interactive games on Python. And right now we are trying to understand things related to Pygame, which is again a very good module, which it's a very simple module, rather I should say like this, which you can use for developing amazing games on Python platform. So I've shooted 5 lectures on this Pygame, 5 or 6 lectures I think on this Pygame already. And whatever I have coded till now, I would like to show you the output first. And after that, we are going to try to make this game more interesting and more appealing for the user. So that's the whole code which we have learned till now, right? And let me now run this code and show you the output. So that's what we'll get when we'll run this game. So as you can see, these are the bullets. We have the bullets over here, and if the bullet will hit our player, so the window will will get closed automatically. And we have the clouds also on this windows, which you're seeing right now. Okay, now there are two ways you can close this window. Either you can make use of this close button. You can simply hit that close button and you can close the window permanently. And if you want, you can simply hit the escape button. So these are the two ways you can use for closing the window. Now let's try to make this game more appealing, look more appealing. You know, the black background which we have right now for this game, it's not making it looks so good. So in order to enhance the view of this game, we can change the background to something blue. I think that will look great because we have white clouds and a blue background is definitely going to give it a great look. So what we can do, we can come down over here, and that's the code which we have used for filling the background with the black colors. So these that's the value of black color, right? R is equal to 0, G is equal to 0, and B is equal to 0. So I'm changing these values now. So I'm making R is equal to 135, 0 is equal to 205, and this B is equal to 250. Let's now run the game and see what's gonna happen. So now it is looking more interesting, right? And the view has completely changed, and we are able to now feel the game, right? We're able to feel it. See how beautiful it is looking now. We have these white color clouds, and we have this gray rocket and gray color enemy sprites, which we are able to see moving with different velocities. As you can see, every enemy has a different velocity, and as soon as the enemy sprite will touch the rocket, what will happen? The window will close, it will get closed, and we'll come back on this coding window. Now the next thing that we are going to learn in this lecture is to define the codes with the help of which we can add some sound to our game. So what we'll do, let's come on this pygame.init function. So I'm searching for that line. Okay, that's the one. So as you can see right on the top of this line, I've already defined this pygame.mixer.init. So that's the property, that's the function which you can use for setting up the sounds and importing all the sounds and making it go live when the game is live. Okay, so let me just show you the sounds which I have downloaded in this on my device. So I'm going to make use of this sound main. Let me play the sound for you guys. So that's how it sounds, right? Okay. Let's come back on this Sublime Text platform. This is Sublime Text which I'm using right now. Earlier in the previous lectures, I've used PyCharm, and that was my another laptop on which I was using PyCharm. And that platform was, there was some issue with the platform, or there was some issue with the device, I think, due to which I was not able to run this code which I've defined over here, which is helping us in controlling the movement of the player. This code was not giving us the proper output, maybe because there was some issue with the direction keys, I think. That's why it was happening. But as I've told you in that lecture, that if you will use this code, definitely you are going to get the right output, because there is no issue with this code. It is perfectly fine, and I've already proved it to you, right? Okay, so let's add a sound to this game, and as I've told you, I have a sound downloaded on my device which I'll be making use of. So I need to come down over here. Where is that? Yeah. So these are the lines of codes which are going to create for us groups of enemies and the clouds, right? And just below this, I would like to define the code which can help us in loading and playing our background music. So Pygame dot mixer, right? I'm making use of this mixer, as I've told you. Just a second here. So mixer, and then we can use this music. Then the way we have load function for loading the image, in the same way we can use this function for loading any music file. So the name of the music file which I would like to play is main.mp3. If you want to check the complete name of the file and you don't know about it, how to check the complete name, you can right click and come on this properties window, and that's where you'll find the complete name. So main is the name of the file, and type of the file is .mp3. So the full name of the file is main.mp3. You have to put the full name over here so that Python platform can identify it, right? Okay. Then we can use Pygame. So that's the function which is going to load for us in this file on the game. And then if you want to play this file, you can use pygame.mixer.music.play. Right, that's the function which is going to help us in playing the music. So loops -1. Let me now run this game and see whether we'll be able to hear the sound or not. Right. So it is looking more, it is, sounding more interesting. It is looking now more amazing. Okay, so with the help of a good background and with the help of this sound feature, you can easily, what we call it, you can easily make your game more interactive and more interesting for the user, right? Okay, let me now do some more things. I would like to define some variables over here. So I'll tell you why I'm defining these variables. So I would first like to try for the up direction key. If I press the up direction key for moving the rocket upwards, I want to hear some sound from the background. Let me just try it out whether I'll be able to, make it or not. So move underscore up, and let's have this pygame dot mixer dot sound. Do we have any good sound over here? Let's check. Okay, yes, we do have some good sounds, but I would like to hear them first. In which format do we have these sounds? We have these sounds in OGG video file format. I don't know whether I'll be able to bring it on my platform, on my window or not, but let me just try it with the help of this sound uh, function. So what is the name of this one? Just a second, I'll have to, I think, check whether it will work or not. How about if I use this one? Let me just try it with this one, main dot. If I use this sound over here, mixer dot music dot load dot main. Okay, I'm using the same sound. Just want to try whether it is going to this code will work or not. This move up. So we have defined. We have the sound will get uploaded, but if the sound will get loaded, so it will be loaded on the main window, right? Why we are saving it in a variable? So let's do one thing. Instead of making use of this, let's use this function named sound, right? And then we have this main.mp3. Okay, so what I can do, I can now come up over here where I've defined the code for which is going to help us in controlling the movement of the player. So that's the one, right? If the upward direction key will be pressed, so we'll be able to see the player moving in the upward direction. And besides that, I would like to hear that sound also, which I have just saved in that move underscore up variable. So for hearing that sound, we can simply use this move underscore up dot. I think if we'll go with this play, we'll be able to hear the sound, I think. Am I right? Let me check it once. I'm coming down. So move underscore up sound. Okay. Let's just check out whether it will give us the correct output or not. Okay, it's not giving us the right output. So let me change it to capital S. Okay, we are able to hear the sound, this is perfectly fine. So S of sound is capital. That's the correct function which you can use for adding some sound to the keys which you will use while playing the game. So the way I've added this sound, let me use some other sound. I think if how about this one? Let me check how it sounds. So I need to first open it. Okay, that's how it sounds. And do we have something else? No, we do not have anything else over here. Let me check if I have something in my downloads folder. Definitely, I'm going to get some good sounds over there. Okay, so we have this file. What do we have inside it? No, this is not good. Okay, this is an audio file. Okay, so let's try this one. So I'm cutting it from here and I'm putting it inside that Python folder, and I would like to replace this one with audio mp3 audio.mp3. Right, now let me just run this game and check out the output. Okay, so this file I think is not accessible. Why is it so? Am I using the right name? Let me check the name of the file again, which I am trying to access. It is audio 3, not audio. Really sorry. It is audio 3. Okay, let's run this game and see what's gonna happen. So we are able to hear both the sounds, right? Okay, so that's amazing, right? Just remember the name of these functions. With load you can use play, and with sound also you can use this play function. And the way I have used it, you can use the function in the same way, right? So we have created a very beautiful game, and let me now brief you all about the codes which I have used for creating this amazing game which I just showed you. Let me show you the output again, no problem. Okay, so that's how the game looks and that's how it sounds. Okay, so we imported two modules. One is this Pygame and the second one is this random module. And pygame.locals, from this we imported all these keys, right? Then we have these two variables which are going to help us in checking and controlling the width and height of the main window. If you will change it to 1800, so the view will completely change, you know, the width of this game will change. So that's how you can change the width completely. And if you want to play with the height, definitely you can change this number and you can play with the height of the window. Then we have this class named player over here, which is going to help us in creating the player and bringing it on the window. So here we have used the inheritance method. Remember this thing, I've already told you many times about this inheritance method, but if you don't know about it, please do go and check out the previous tutorials in which I've explained everything in brief, right? Okay, so here we have used this super function for inheriting the properties from the parent class in the what we call it child class. Then that's the function which is with the help of which we have loaded the image, this jet image. uh, then we have this update function which is going to update the keys, you know, whenever the upward direction key or the downward direction key or the left direction key or the right direction key will be pressed, it will send the input to the window and we'll be able to see the rocket moving up, down in left and right direction. And the way I've added the sound to this up direction key, in the same way you can add some sounds of your choice to these three keys also, right? Then if you want to keep the player on the screen, you know, it may be possible the user may go on pressing that left direction key or the right direction key, and at one point of time he may not be able to see the player. So in order to prevent that from happening, we have this, I've defined this code over here. Even if I'll go on pressing the right direction key, nothing is going to happen. See, so the player will not go outside the screen, neither from the left side nor from the right side. Then the way I have created the player, in the same way I've created the enemies also. But for the enemies, I've used a different concept. Here I've used the group concept for enemies and for the cloud sprites. And for the player, I've used the individual sprite concept. So what I have done for creating the enemy, I have used the same code which I have used for creating the player. And then I used this self dot speed in order to give the enemies, you know, the different enemies which are getting created, these random values. Okay, so the speed of different enemies are different, and that's the function which is helping us in providing some speeds, some specific speeds to the enemies which are getting generated. Then we have this update function over here, which is updating for us the window. So what is happening every time an enemy leaves the window, it will get killed automatically. So that's the function which is helping on us in doing the same. Then the same code I've used for creating the cloud sprites also. right? So I just copied this whole code which I have used for this enemy sprite over here for this cloud sprite. So you can change the name of the class. You can change this parameter over here for this super function, and rest everything is going to remain the same, right? This update function is also going to remain the same. Then we have this mixer.init. I've already told you why we use it. For setting up sounds, we can use this function. Then we have this init function. Why we use this initialize function? So that we don't get any compatibility related issues when we during the game when the game is in running mode, right? So then we have used this clock for accessing the clock on our game. This set mode function is for setting the dimensions of the screen on which the game is visible to us. So as I've told you earlier, we have used these two parameters in which the width and the height is stored. So if you will change the values of these two parameters, automatically it is going to affect the dimensions of the window on which we are able to see the game right now. Then we have this add enemy and add cloud for adding the enemies and clouds to the group, to the enemy group and to the cloud group. Here we have created the instance of this player named function. Then we have this enemies and clouds. Here we are creating the groups for the enemy sprite and for the cloud sprite. You know the concept which I have used here. It's the game lab concept. The way we have sprite section, the way we have cloud group section, right, in that game lab which we have on code.org. I have used the very same concept here for creating the cloud groups and the enemy groups. Okay, so you know that's why at that time when I was teaching you the game lab, I told you clearly that if the basics will be clear to you, you will be able to learn these advanced coding concepts. That is the reason block based coding is very important for you guys. If you were able to understand those blocks, definitely it is very much possible for you guys to understand these text based codes also, because they are very much they are interrelated. Okay, whatever concepts we learned over there, the same concepts we can apply for making different things with object oriented programming languages codes. Then we have this pygame.mixer.music.load. As I've told you, this function is used for loading the music on the main window of the game, and this is for playing the what we call it, playing the music. So we have passed this -1 to this loops just because I want the music to go on, till the time I want the window, I want the interpreter to go on playing the game till the time the window gets closed. So that's the reason I've assigned this loops this value -1. Then we have this move up. I've told you already about this variable. So I have used it for fetching this audio file, and when the user will hit the upward direction key, this function, this variable will be called and it will be played. So this music we will be able to hear when the user will hit the upward direction key. So that's the main loop now which we are on at present. So if the event is equal to key down, so the interpreter will check the type of key user has pressed. So if the user has pressed this escape key, it will make the running go false. This is the variable on which this whole loop depends on the value of which this whole loop depends, right? So if it will become false, what will happen? This condition will become false and the interpreter will come out of this loop. Else if this event is equal to quit, what will happen? The value of running will become false and the interpreter will come out of this loop. Similarly, if the event type is equal to add enemy, right? When will the event type, when it will become equal to add enemy? When the enemy will get killed, when one of the enemies will get killed. And when it will get killed, when it will cross the right border of the window, left border of the window. Okay, so as soon as the enemy, these enemies which are coming from here, as soon as they leave the window, what will happen, this event type will become equal to add enemy, and a new enemy will get generated, which will again be assigned a speed with which it will start traveling from the left side to the right side. Then we have the same thing for this cloud also, right? So every time a key is pressed, the player's state, the player's position will get updated based on the pressed key. Then we have this enemies dot update and clouds dot update, which will continuously update the position of our enemy sprites and the cloud sprite. We have the screen dot fill, which is for filling the background of the game with a specific color. And that's the for loop, which is helping us in bringing all these sprites on the window and getting them reflected on the main screen. Why? Because we have used this blit function over here. Blit is for block transfer. Okay, then we have this sprite dot collide any, so that's the one which is checking the collision happening in between the player and the enemy sprite. So if the player at any point of time will collide with any of the enemies, what will happen? Player dot kill. So the player will get removed from the window and the value of running will also become false. So what will happen? The window will also go down. If I'll remove this from here, now what will happen? Let me just show it to you. So if now the enemy will collide with this player, so the player was not there on the window, right? Because it got killed. This function killed the player, but the game was still running. So because I want to stop the game, at the very moment when the player collides with any of the enemy sprites, so that is the reason I will have to define this thing also. So the value of running will go false, will become false, and the window will get closed. Finally, that's the function which is helping us in flipping everything to the display. And clock dot tick, so 30 seconds. If I'll increase it to 3330, let's see what's gonna happen. Right, so if you want to increase the number of frames which are getting executed per second, that is called FPS, I think, frames per second. So if you'll increase the value over here, what is happen what are you doing? Indirectly you are increasing the FPS, and if you'll increase the FPS, automatically the speed of the game will increase. Now if you'll change it to something like 3, let's see what's gonna happen. So the game will become very slow like this. So it is really not looking nice. Let me change it to 30 and let's see now what is the output it is going to give us. Okay. So now it was looking very fine, right? So, whatever codes you have used, you need to understand each and everything clear. You need to have a clear understanding of each and every line of code you have used for developing the game. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys have understood each and everything, whatever I have defined over here on this Sublime Text platform for creating this amazing game which I just showed you. Uh, Please do code it. Definitely, it's a very simple game, and it is definitely going to help you in understanding the use of this Pygame module. Now, from the next lectures, from going forward from tomorrow onwards, I must say. So we'll be developing some advanced games. So definitely, I would like to see all of you in my future lectures, and please do like and share these videos in your groups, and please ask your friends also to join this channel and learn these amazing coding skills which I am teaching you guys free of cost. And besides that, if you have any ideas, if you have any queries, please do put it in the chat box so that I can reply to the same. Okay, and if you want to learn something else, something you have some ideas in your mind which are completely different, so please do share it with me. Do put it in the chat box, do put them in the chat box so that we can check your ideas and we can respond to them, we can take some actions on them, right? And thank you very much in advance for doing that. And also I would like to tell you, there are many courses which Geeks for Geeks is right now providing to the students. In the previous couple of lectures I've already told you about that data structures and algorithm course which we have come up with. So it's an amazing course if you want to learn, things like bubble sorting, selection sorting, techniques with the help of which you can give a proper structure to your data. You can structure your data. So DSA is a course which you can take from us and it's very affordable. It's not like we are charging too much for that course. It's very much affordable, and the kind of things we are going to teach you in that course, you are definitely going to like it and you will take away many things from the online classes which we'll provide you for that course. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this one a lot. Thank you very much for being there with me in this tutorial. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye everyone, and I hope to see you very soon in the next lecture which I am going to shoot tomorrow at the same time, 5:30. Thank you very much. Bye bye.